with me the whole night through. I'm gonna teach this new dance feel. Hey, it's called the rock, rock. Everybody's doing baby the rock, rock. Really nothing to it, baby the rock, rock. I know that you can do it, baby the rock, rock. That's it, that's it. Now baby, please.
sunset serenade. Come back to me, I hear you calling. With your incessant love I'm falling. Come back to me, I need you so. Darling, why did you have to go? Outside the birds are singing in the trees. I hear a love song sighing in the breeze. Above I see the sky which God hath made, fading away like the sunset serenade. Come back to me, I hear you calling. With your incessant love I'm falling. Come back to me, I need you so. I mean, why did you have to go?
dancing shoes. Get up, put on your bright, happy smile, baby. Get up, come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. When you're in Nassau, this time of year, when you're in Nassau, have no fear. Pleasant smiles that greet you each year. It's holiday time again in the island every day, yeah. So get up, put on your street dancing shoes. Get up, put on your bright, happy smile, baby. Get up, come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. The gambler casino, your chance is so fair. The sun is bright and the water's so clear. The fish in the cove are all right here. You can pick up a good ski any day, any year. So get up, put on your street dancing shoes. Get up, put on your bright, happy smile, baby. Get up, come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. In free, go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Take a little ride, go get out. make some money. Don't make some money. Take a mountain top and ride. Oh Lord. Woo. Let's go. Woo. Be rushing.
Where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahama land to the foundation.
Glory! My. Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Foundation with Howard Grant in the Christmas season, the Christmas holiday. Beautiful to be here in your company, guys. Always happy to be here in this in the land of the living. and giving God praise for the fact that we are here, live and in full effect, jamming with you on this beautiful day. I pray that you're good. I pray that your family is well. I hope that everything is good. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. I'm always elated to be able to find out good, decent people is born in December. And normally it's good, decent people. It ain't never when I find out someone born in December, I look at them funny like, you born in December? Not with us, me and Jesus. Not me and Jesus. You born in December? But me and Jesus could never be. No, I normally find out if you born in December, you born in December. It's normally, just good, decent people. It all lines up. So I'm grateful, guys. Grateful to be here. Grateful to jam with you. Like I said, if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. A lot of my family is celebrating a birthday in December. A lot. Let me call them. Me, my grandmother, Merlene Smith, my son, Gabriel Grant, my cousin, Castasia Stewart, my next cousin, Albert Hepburn, my next cousin, Delano Edwards, my next cousin, Davino Edwards, my late uncle-in-law, Kem Stewart. Who else? Yeah, it's a party. It's a party in December. Yeah, and we can have a party on December 17th. Oh God, Jesus, we can have a good time. I'm so excited about this, guys. Listen to me. I'm excited about it, man. We can have a good time, man. I hope you guys are good. Get yourself in the festive mode. Get yourself in the festive season. I know you guys are winding up on work. You ain't gonna do nothing to wake. You didn't make up your mind. Look here. Tell the boss, man, after the 7th, I ain't doing nothing. How you can tell the boss man that? How you can look in the boss face and say, boss, look here. Once you get that to me by the 5th, when we could, I'll take care of it. But if it's after the 7th, I can't help you, boss. I need to take my day so I could go shopping. I could do this. Yeah, you all need to stop it. Stop it. Listen, give God praise for December. It's a time of winding up. It's a time of winding up and winding down. Relaxing, letting your hair down, and being able to do some things. We've been going hard this year. From August, we've been going hard this year. I was working doing some stuff and expected to get some things done this year. And I had to take a significant break. Take a little break because money. Because money. Too bad. I was building and doing some stuff. I had to take a break. Because money. Then we start back up again. Praise Jesus, right? Because some fellas have stopped because money and don't ever get started again. So I'm grateful we was able to kind of get back to what we were doing. And being able to jam on a project that we have going on. And the project is well underway and coming to completion. And we should be able to see the fruits thereof by December 17th. Just give you the aesthetics, the good feel, the good vibe, do these particular things. And I'm going to be honest, maybe a lot of people may not understand this, but I have to say this to those people who watch me and who support me in a particular manner. Thank Jesus, God. Oh my God. Thank Jesus for you. Amen. I just want to let you know that. For the favor that you've extended to me, to my family, for the grace that you've given me, for the patience that you've had with me, for the acknowledgement of understanding that we're trying to build something here. I want to thank God for you. I honest to Jesus, because silver and gold have I not. Oh God. But that which I have to be able to tell you thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your credits that you extend to me. Thank you for extending the credit upon the credit to me. Thank you for the favor that you've extended to me. Thank you for the labor that you've given to me. Thank you for the patience that I haven't paid you as yet, so we can be able to get these things done. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to be able to get this dream out. Yeah, because sometimes it's get overwhelming, exhausting. Sometimes you get stuck in a rut. And you start to think about, oh, Lord, I need to do this. I haven't done this. I haven't done. Yeah. I'm grateful to you. I want to thank God for you. Oh, I want to thank God for you. I feel like I'm getting preachy right now, but I just want to let you know from my heart that my family and I, my business partner and I, all of us, we are truly grateful to you. And I, as an individual, I'm truly grateful to my wife for her support, and truly grateful for my business partner. You don't like people to know, well, you really got to call my name, but I want to thank him. I mean, because he has been an encouraging factor to keep us going. When he didn't have it, and I didn't have it, we figure it out. And we watch God work on our behalf tremendously. From those officials who's been able to help us in their official capacity, I'm grateful to you. I am truly grateful, guys. I am. And I want to thank you so much for being able to help us realize something that has been teetering at the edges of our minds and our hearts for a very long time. You know, in our society, I was having a conversation with my cousin yesterday out of California. And shouts out to Elliot, right? And in the midst of having that conversation with him, I found myself in this kind of position where I understood through the course of the conversation the dynamics of our country, right? I think I was telling him something about Rick Fox, and the conversation evolved into something else. And I realized, and maybe a lot of people hasn't done this kind of come to this conclusion and understanding or realization. But I've realized that through grace, through relationship, we find a lot of things happening for ourselves in this country. A lot of people think money gets you every place or whatever the case. Not in the Bahamas. Not in the Bahamas. I don't care how much money you have. You can't get certain places. You just can't get access to certain places. I don't care what you got. You can't get access. You need a gatekeeper to let you in. Oh, God. You need a gatekeeper. Favor. But you ain't fair. Gatekeepers can let you right in. People who design and strategically been placed in this position to be able to allow people in, to let them out, to be able to measure. We have a lot of those persons in the Bahamas. And if you believe that our society is set up in such a manner where you can just merely just walk through because you think you have finances or you have this kind of a vision, it doesn't happen like that. I had an issue with finances for a very long time. With raising capital for the development of a project, of a story, of a concept. I had an issue with that for a very long time. Been trying to raise capital to be able to do entrepreneurial ventures and endeavors for a very long time. I watched fellows who was in the trenches with me. Watch me. I could remember certain fellas. They was all about preaching this day, trying to do this that day, doing business ventures, calling me, let's talk this, all over. Now they get in with a good group. Making corn, all caps, C-O-R-N, big corn. And I pitched the concept about what we're doing, and the fellas kind of, I remember these fellas hustling with me, but you hit your lick and you forget but everybody else. This is peculiar. It's peculiar. The lick only for you. It ain't to be able to make sure, open up. And that's just the principle of how things happen in this country, not me. Not me. I don't want to be that kind of guy. I want to put myself in a position where if it happens for me, once I can be able to ensure that I'm in a position, I can open that gate. Every single time I'm going to open a gate. I have a different faith. I believe in Jesus Christ strong. I believe that if it happened, it was supposed to happen. If it didn't happen, it was supposed to happen. Whatever happened was supposed to happen. The steps of a good man are ordered by God, and he delights in his ways. I believe that. I believe that even when I go through hell, especially with hindsight, and I look back, I say, well, Jesus, you tell me that the steps of a good man are ordered by God, and he delights in his ways. My God, you tell me, Father, that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. You tell me this, God. You tell me, you said he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and then he find favor with God. That's what the word of God says. So you mean to tell me the hell I gone through with my wife, I still got my favor, and you happy that I gone through it because you delight my ways? So you mean to tell me the hell I gone through with finances, it was designed to be like this, but you happy that I going through this tribulation? And when I come to that understanding, I'm good. I'm good. If it happened, it was supposed to happen. If it don't happen, it was supposed to happen. Praise God. Praise God. And I'm grateful, guys. I am grateful to be here in this space with you guys, to be able to jam with you. Before we go further, I got to be able to shout out my good, decent people who are down there on East Street South, continuing to be able to provide us with refreshing water, the true essence of water in the country. Crystal Select. Crystal Select water, guys, is premium drinking water in the Bahamas. You want to be able to get that? Give them a call at 325-1416, 325-1416. Locally bottled water. Absolutely refreshing. I told you about the opportunities that you can have as it relates to being able to put your graphic, your design on the bottle itself, and then you can be able to kind of distribute it at your party or event, whatever. Crystal Select. You're going to be able to make sure you take that getting taken care of, right? All right, guys, tomorrow is the last day. I hear some people calling me, and listen, y'all don't do this in 2026 for Jesus' sake, eh? Let's be decent. Hey, yeah, hello. You see the thing here? Praise God. The Realigner newspaper advertised now. The holiday season is here, guys, for the last edition of the year, December 5th. We're going to get everything done. We're going to get that paper to you. It's going to be available for you by December 17th, which will be the event. So we'll be able to distribute the papers at the event. It'll sort of be a rollout for the year and all these particular things. Guys, listen, I've been sending a couple posts out last night to these particular persons. We were looking for a small investment, looking for some people to do some stuff. We got some equity sheet and rollout. If you want to be a part of what we're doing for Righteous Realignment Bahamas, if you want to be a part of what we're doing, and listen, don't be standoffish, because you all just go run into any of these big conglomerates. You all just go run into them. Hey, don't be standoffish. Okay? Don't be standoffish. Don't, well, he got to come to me because you know me. But you don't know these fellas who start these particular big projects in the country because they got the big money. You run into them. No, man, I got big vision. I got big heart and big determination. And so I'm looking for good partnerships. I'm looking for relationship, friendship, bonds that we can be able to build together. If you could help me, whilst I help you, because reciprocity exists in this space, back and forward exists here. If you could help me while I help you, give me a shout, man. Give me a shout. Let's talk about these particular things. As we get going to talk about what's happening here in the country. Hope you guys are good. Prime Minister responded to Rick Fox's aspirations. I don't around with Rick Fox. I don't want to talk with Rick Fox. I ain't got the time for that. I ain't into that. I don't know what Rick Fox into. I don't know what I mean. Let me tell you something. If this is our humble beginning, don't despise us, Rick Fox. Don't despise us. Don't treat us as though we are Don't do that. Have some level of decorum and respect for the law and the order that exists here, or lack thereof, and as it relates to order. But have some kind of respect and decorum to understand that this is how we navigate our existence. If you can help us, help us. But don't try to be able to squash all over these things with your globe-trotting feet, globally exposed feet. I just want to be decent as I say this. I don't want to get to this kind of a position where it feels like condescension or doing something incorrect. I just want to be decent as I say this to you, and try to be able to say to you that, listen, man, we here. We love and appreciate you, my brother. Like I said that to you. We love and appreciate you and are grateful that you could be able to find yourself, your position, and what you've been doing, and being able to move forward with that. We're grateful. We're truly grateful that you have an opportunity to be able to rise to the stardom that you have and being able to do the things that you've done. But just remember where you are. Let's take our time as we continue to be able to move forward. I got to be able to take this paper apart, guys. Today is Thursday, so you know in the papers, all those persons who've actually passed away. Got to shout out my good, decent people over at Butler's Funeral Homes and Crematorium. They continue to be able to assist us. I haven't heard from them in a long time, and hoping that they'll be able to partner with us on this next venture. So we have extended some stuff to them, and hoping that they bite in terms of being able to do that. But they have partnered with us for a very long time. Butler's Funeral Homes and Crematorium has been our partners, and they have been going and walking with us for the entire time. And we talked about that over the course of 3 radio stations. Yeah, you see me hopping. The next hop, ownership. Praise Jesus. I hop from Guardian to ZNS to More 94 to Guardian. I hop too much. There's too much hopping. There's too much hopping. Next hop, you see this last hop here? This is a hop of ownership as we continue to be able to do these things. Ian Money's supposed to be able to show up today with us and being able to jam with us. So I'm hoping that he shows up by 1 o'clock. I think he said that he was having some issues with his vehicle, so we'll be able to see exactly what's what. Guys, if you want to be a part of the show, I'd love you to give me a call, 827-0111, 242-827-0111. You could jam with me as we continue to be able to push forward and make these things happen. I want you to know that there is a level of gratitude that exists on me today because of what's happening in the background. You can't see this, but what's happening in the background, there is truly grace. I want to be able to be grateful also to my producer. He's been graceful, and he's been patient with me, and I'm grateful that he's not an idiot, right? I ain't messing with you. I ain't messing with him, right? Yeah, but he's been patient with me, and he's been helping us being able to do a great deal of things and lending his expertise, his developed expertise. He's been with me now for years. How much years? About 4 years? From the pandemic? 2028. With 2020? Or 2021? Around 2021, because I started with someone else. Who's still good friends. We're still good friends. But when I met him, my producer here now, I'll bring him on camera at one point, right? But then I met him. Luby Georges asked me to do something, right? Something OAS, some kind of something. I don't know. I can't remember what it was. All I do is I sent him. We did a couple interviews. All I did was he said, how much you can charge? And I sent an invoice and he paid that. Boy, let's go, baby. Right? So praise Jesus, right? So Luby had me here, and we did this thing, right? I met this guy through Luby, and he had, big camera bag, but he was enthusiastic. He was deep into the shot, and he was doing his stuff, right? So I asked him, I said, how much camera you got? Tell me, right? He got his lights, he got this, he got that. He's taking pictures, he's doing this, he's doing that, right? I liked the production, and I said, well, maybe you could do this, maybe you do that, right? I thought he's going to be mad expensive. I asked him, I said, why don't you come do something? When I had Patio Politics, I said, why don't you come do something? He showed up, he did the thing. I said, well, and this is why he stays with me. This is why I keep going back to him. Let me tell you, because beyond the professionalism, this crisp 4K that you're seeing right now and all these particular things, beyond that, this is why I go back to him. So I said to him the first time he shot, he was using a boom mic, right? If you know what a boom mic is, the mic picked up all the sound, right? I think he had it at the front of the table. Was it the front of the table? He had it at the front of the table, right? He had it at the front of the table. The mic picked up all the sound. Great shot. I love it. It was crisp. I think he had it in 1080. It was nice. It was a nice shot. And so I said to him, yeah, man, you got to see if you get some lapel mics, because I think this is this, and this. Just a casual. I can't tell him what to do, but just a casual, right? The next time we shoot, the fella had the boom mics. I said, he had the lapel mics. Lapel just to be able to put your microphone right here. So I said, what? And so every time if I see a shot and I say, well, I don't like it like this, it look grainy, maybe I could change this, do this, boom, this. He'll get a different lens, he'll do this, he'll do that. Every time I go back, the product is perfected. He continues to be able to hone in on his craft and develop his product. That's why I keep going back to him. We've been now jamming about almost 5 years. And he's been my guy that I go to. Every time I get a little something, I just call him. He's treated me so bad, and I take care of him so good. And he's a decent man. I can't even get an amen. See, he wouldn't even give me an amen. See that? Yeah. So anytime we get something, I always call him. And, I don't know, if I tell you this, you might flood him with work, and he can't do my work. Amen? Then I'd be so upset. My God. But he is top-notch. A1. Superb in his particular capacity. And he is pursuing perfection. Right? Some people are content with what they perceive to be perfect, right? So they hold on to that. But then, they never really develop themselves for the next thing that's coming out. But he's pursuing perfection. That means that even though he's good at this, he's willing to learn and continue to be able to move forward with those things. I think it's important that we always identify people like that in our lives, and we support them, and they be able to find themselves moving forward, because that's really what this is about. That's really what this is about. All right. Well, guys, it's 20 minutes to 1. And I want to take my first commercial break when I be able to sit back here and be able to have a good conversation. When we get back, I want to talk about what's in the papers, identify these particular things. It says, I forgive her, but I won't forget. Acid victim breaks silence of life-changing injuries and the woman attacker. This is a story in the Tribune today. And we're going to talk about some other stuff. Rick Fox is in the papers again. Oh, God. We might as well call TMZ down here. Huh? They call TMZ down here for Rick Fox. Wow, what's going on? Guys, let's take a quick break. We're going to be right back after this.
I ain't buy no more number this time, cause my number man is live. I ain't buy no more number this time, cause my number man is live. Hey, put the 6 down for me, boy.
I got a 10 cent put on there. Yeah, boy. I tell you now. Now we going down the road. Should I say? Check this.
I ain't buy no more number this time, cause my number man is live. I ain't buy no more number this time, cause my number man is live.
Hey, put the 6 down, boy.
part dead, the room my dead. Number come to me while in my bed. I went to the bucket, I placed my bet. I even spent my whole week get check. I tell them call me when my number fall. Me and my boys week and fall. I put little girls say my number come. And I start number man, he break up run.
I ain't buy no more number this time.
Oh, yeah man, I tell you so. I ain't dealing with that number man no more no.
I ain't buy no more number this time. Cause my number man is lying.
Hey, put the 6 in now. I went by house and I bend down low to watch and see if it really so. I see him sneak in the back and run to the front, lock up the gate and give a run back inside and bend over, pick up a bundle of money off the sofa. He looked to the east and he looked to the west, with all my money in one iron chest. Oh Lord, this number man get on my nerves. What's my money? Hey, Aaron, who you from? Oh, yes, number 751 yesterday. Hey, but that's the sin. 3714 day before. 5. No man. No. Hey, give my number man. Take this number down, man. 714-312-891 and box them. I want you box them. I run just 6 straight down the line. Turn the paper round, tell you boss that's a 9. Number man rob me, think I wouldn't stop. But they got this new talk about the red shop. My friends say try out the internet. 2 weeks gone, man, I ain't get paid yet. It's a crying shame, it's a blast of disgrace. All my money lost in cyberspace. Yeah. Same there. That's what number man right over there. Hey, he's coming now. Same right over there. I ain't buying from him no more, you know. Come on. He just lied, man. He just lied. Hey, I ain't buying from him, man. No, man, I tell you so. You see that number man over there? I might as well use the dollar. Moses, you're my money, man. Get up from behind that. Get up from under that truck. Get up. Come. Hey, boys. I paid 741 yesterday, you know. I paid 741. He tell me he was coming back around yesterday. Turn the paper around, tell you boss that's a 9. And I write the 6 on the line, you know. Boy, that number man can lie, boy. But guess what? I ain't deal with him no more. I ain't deal with him no more. But I got a new number. I got a new number. I played 341. 341 and I ain't boxing it this time. I'm going straight. And I put 10 cents on it. I put 10 cents on it. I put $50 this time. I tell you so. Number one! Check it out inside. Hey! I tell you, I ain't gonna buy no more number this time, boy. This number people in life. I just at the internet out now, dude. Hey, I check my voice on the internet. I check my account. Not a time. Not a time. And I buy cyberspace. Man, I go buy number. Hey, but they got all this gambling now on the internet. I go on there, I check this thing. This thing really. I must have got my number. I gotta change my number, man. I got to change. Hey, hold on, man. Bring your boy back here. Hey, to the police. I just emailed him a friend. What number? I emailing my friend. The police, I see that's hard to say if I don't talk to them kind of people like that all the time. Like that with this internet. Oh, number, man.
I ain't asking for much, I just want him now. Oh darling, keep looking, peeping until I see stop. I ain't asking for too much, oh girl, I just want him now. Oh darling, keep looking, peeping, looking until I see stop. Girl, I was so thankful when you let me in. Oh girl, I was hungry, starving, my stomach had pain. You gave me some food, Lord, from the sweet pot. And y'all it tastes so good, I just could not stop. I ain't asking for much, oh, I just want it now. Oh, darling, keep looking, peeping until I see stop. I ain't asking for too much, oh, girl, I just want it now. Oh, darling, keep looking, peeping, looking until I see stop. It was you I saw at the Reagan scrape. You was looking sweeter, girl, and the food I ate. We started to dance, Lord, put on a show. But when the clock hit 12, you had to go. I asked for much, oh, I just want it now, Lord. Oh, darling, keep Reagan scraping until I say stop. Oh, I asked for too much, sweet girl, I just want it now. Oh, darling, keep rake and scrape and raking until I say say stop. We talk on the phone long after dark. I told you I hold your hand, take a walk in the park. I never get fresh with you, never do you wrong. Oh girl, I won't be with you my whole life long. I answer for much, oh I just want it now, Lord. Oh darling, keep moaning, groaning until I say stop. Oh, I answer for too much, sweet girl, I just want it now. Oh darling, keep moaning, groaning, groaning, moaning until I say stop. Now that you are with me, how the time does fly. It seemed like just yesterday when our love first started. And though we are growing old, you still have my heart. And should even heaven call, I'll be where you are. I answer for much, oh, I just want it now, Lord. Oh, darling, keep breaking, scraping until I say stop. Oh, I'm greedy for too much, sweet girl, I just want it now. Oh, darling, keep breaking, scraping, breaking until I say stop. Da 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 dee dee dee, na 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 dee, na 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 dee, na 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 dee, na 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 na, na 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 dee, na 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 dee, na 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 dee, na na dee, na 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 dee, na na. I answer you for too much. Oh Lord, I just want enough. Oh darling, keep moving, grooving until I say stop enough. I'm greedy for much. I could satisfy with enough love. Oh darling, keep moaning, groaning until I say stop. I answer you for too much. Oh Lord, I just want enough. Oh darling, just giddy up, giddy.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. In the front of the Tribune today, they have a conversation that they're talking to us about, which is bananas. And I don't know whether or not it's, well, it didn't tell me. I guess I got to go travel back to be able to read out what has happened, right? Denise Maycock, Tribune Freeport reporter, has put this information in there, right? I forgive her, but I won't forget. Acid victim breaks silence on life-changing injuries, and the woman attacked her. Blinded for life in the 2020 acid attack, Stephanie Ann Bryan says that she is relieved, but is not satisfied that the Court of Appeal upheld the 7-year sentence of a woman who disfigured her, insisting her attacker deserves far more prison time. He says that Ms. Brennan, who lost her sight after Pandora McKenzie, put the whole woman name in the thing, Pandora McKenzie threw a metal cup of corrosive liquid into her face. You know, I have my mommy, my grandfather had this guy, right? Who worked with him for years and years, right? Haitian guy, right? He used to, whatever my grandfather did, he was there. His name was Mano. We call him Mano, right? Mano was one of the most bubbly. Listen, this guy was so charming. He was he had to have been about 6'5", 6'7", right? Tall, Mano, right? I hadn't seen Mano in years, right? And so Mano used to help my grandfather. My grandfather was not only a barber, he was a butcher, a barber, a baker, a candlestick maker, every Jesus thing. My granddaddy used to do everything. He had a boat, so he would always go out on the boat, Mano on the boat with him. When he killed the pigs, Mano there killing the pig with him. If we get some, if you got to kill a cow, Mano there, right? Mano bringing things, carrying things, so forth and so on. All the rabbit, all the hog, all the dog, everything. Mano taking care of everything with my grandfather, right? Mano was a charming guy. Listen, Mano was a charming guy. Charming. Maybe it sounds oxymoronic to you, kind of a one-off thing, but he was a charming Haitian guy. And we knew that Mano had all the gals in the world. All the gals in the world. Sherry, them, everybody. Mano had all the gals in the world. We knew this. I think either he was in a long-term committed relationship to one person or he was married. I cannot remember if he was married or if was in a long-term commitment. But I knew that he had a quote-unquote Sherry, right? And I hadn't seen Mano for a long time. And so I asked everybody, the woman throw acid in Mano's face. Mano blind. Because of whatever she concocted in her spirit that something happened and she needed to get revenge for this thing. I do not understand this. I do not understand it. I got in a couple fights in my life, right? Just because the enemy come up against you. This one time I fought a girl. Remember, he was in I had to have been in about 8th grade. And this girl hit me. She hit me. So I said, what you doing? And I said, listen, calm down. I take the first hit, right? You can take the blow, right? I said, all right, calm down. Take your time, whatever the case may be. But she was she was stout. And she come back again, boom, right? So I said, hold on. Hold on. This is there 2 times now. You didn't finish with that, eh? Cut that out, right? And I don't know, we exchanging words and we saying what we have to say. But she get mad aggressive. She hit me. So I slam her down. Bam. 7th, 8th grade. 7th grade, because I remember the homeroom. And she was in the 10th grade. And I was in the 7th grade. And I don't know why she came at me like this. 9th grade, 10th grade. She was older than I was. Next day she come to school. And she come in my homeroom. 7th grade. And I trying to be cool with it because I figure, I hope nothing happened. She couldn't wait to get to school. She busted her own. She pushed the chairs down. She do this, she do that. She hit me again. The next morning. So I said, this girl must be out of her mind. Right? And so I say, I can deal with her when I get home. I gone home. I get one big machete. This cutlass as big as my thigh. This was humongous. And I hid in the bushes. Because she used to live she lived further east than I did. Right? I lived in Hannah Hill. She had to pass my house every day to go home. So I ran home and I hide in the bush. And this guy will come out. I can fight her. Now, Jesus, I don't know why I had this cutlass in my hand. I don't know why I had this cutlass in my hand. But I did. And I saw her. And I know it's the Holy Spirit said, what are you doing? Why would you do this? This doesn't make any sense. You're not going to hit this girl with this thing. Stop it. Take this thing up and go there. And I took it and I gone. You understand what I'm saying? Like I didn't, the fight was over. Another time I got in a fight, 9th grade. These fights don't even belong to me. I don't even understand. It was in 9th grade. This guy touched one of my very good friends. He touched his girlfriend. Well, they was thinking about making it official. Right? He loved this girl so bad. Oh God. And the girl is a very, very good friend of us. Even today, she's a very good friend. And one of my best friends in school like her. So she must say, okay, well, think about it. So while she was thinking nobody should be bothering with this girl, this other guy come squeeze the girl bungie. And I see it, but my dog wasn't there with me, right? So I said, hey, you can't be filling up my boy, girl. Well, it was pending. It wasn't like an actual, they didn't make it official. You know, like a Bahamians say, we just go. They didn't go yet. They wasn't going yet. But he was setting up for this. And my boy, every day he come, he tell me about how much he love her and this and that and all these things like that. So he touched the girl monkey boom. So I said, hey, what you doing, right? So the guy tells me, shut up, my Howard, boy. What you gonna do about it? And poked me in my head. What? So I say, I can deal with this boy, right? So I getting somewhere with you. This ain't just a story. I getting somewhere with you. So I tell my boy, now my boy is a police officer right now. He probably DEA. He's one of them who's be hiding in the bush for 6 weeks. Like he live in the bush. Like he smell like the bush. That's how long he been in the bush, right? This dude was a police officer from he was the 7th grade. He was a police officer from he was in the 7th grade. He would wake up early in the morning and tie a cement tire to his back. He used to live down in Holmes Rock. And so he used to go jogging on the beach and jog on the beach in the morning in 7th grade. On the beach, he jogging with a tire strapped to him. You out of your mind? What you doing? You see him right now? Poof. I hadn't seen him in a long time, right? So I tell him I go and look for him. I say, hey, listen, such and such happened. So he say, what? So I said, anyway, we can deal with it after school because, you know, school going on. Listen to me, I was a whole prefect, you know. Oh, no, I was preparing to be a prefect. I didn't even get it that year. I got it the next year because of this incident. So me and him were walking now. And we said the guy. So the guy said, but you running on with a bunch of stupidness, but you know you ain't gonna do nothing. Right? And so my dog, who with me, I hear fighting for him. And he can say, yeah, Howard, you ain't gonna do nothing. That's what I said, what you mean I can do nothing? I can do something right now. I grab a 2x4 out of the window. Boom! Hit the boy in his head with a 2x4. Right? So everybody's like, Jesus, how I do that? This is really out of my character. I don't do these things. And then something come over me as the fight progressed, because the fight had to go in first part and second part. So scene 1, fight happens. And my guy, so there was 2 cousins fighting us 2. So I grab one and we dealing with each other over there. But this, what we used to call Skeety, my Skeety friend, he then lift the boy up, slam the next boy, and the boy turned him blue. He said, I can kill you right now. I said, no, Jesus, you can't kill the boy. You can't kill the boy. You can't kill the boy, right? So I stopped the fight, yuck him off the boy. I said, stop, you can kill the boy. Everybody in Marakai know this story, right? So I yuck him off the boy. I said, you can kill the boy, but you can kill the boy. He said, I can kill him, right? And the guy on the ground, he can't breathe. I ain't call nobody name. He can't breathe. Turn him blue in the face. And he said, yeah, but you better kill me. You better kill me. I said, you stupid. He can kill you for true. Right? I yuck him off him. Part 2 of the fight. I break a glass bottle and I jump in the bus to stab this boy. And then I thought about it as I was approaching. I said, what am I doing? I'm getting somewhere with you guys. It takes a lot to sit down and create after you fester, after you are in this kind of a position, after you are going through your trial and your tribulation. If you didn't spring into action and spring into this emotional position that you had, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for you to be able to move away from that and keep this anger and sit down and plot out a path to destroy someone's life. It takes a lot. I can tell you about 4 other fights. This one fight, as a grown man with my girlfriend, just lost 100 and something pounds, dead skinny, all my clothes. I had to put the rope belt around me twice trying to be able to do these things, right? I had no strength. I never lift weights at this point. All I just was depleting, right? I was just drinking. I might tell you, I was drinking and I was jogging. I never work out, never push weights, never sit-ups, never push-ups, nothing. I parked in the front of the hotel in Freeport, in the front of this hotel where my wife used to work. And the security officer said, well, get from around here. What do you do? Very rude, right? So I said, no, I'm just waiting on this. He said, yeah, but get your, and he cussed me out, right? So I said, well, why you have to, like, I'm moving, why you don't, but get your, this and that, right? So I said, well, get your, and I cussed him, right? So he come to my car and he punched me through the car. Security officer, he was the head of security. And I had a razor in my hand because I just finished putting tints on my car, right? The razor in my hand. And the devil was available, always available. He says to me, slice this man's hand and then slice his neck with this razor. And I said, no, I can't do that. And I put the razor down. I never thought about the fight again. I never thought about being able to go back to this man. I never thought about running him over with my car. I never thought about burning him up, get the gasoline and diesel on him. I never thought about any of these things. It was done. I get a couple blows. I'm not foreign to getting blows. And I move. It takes a lot for a man to sit down and concoct, literally, and concoct, put together this solution, this concoction, to be able to bring another man down to nothing. It takes a lot. It takes the heart of an evil person to do something like this. It takes the heart of an evil person to be able to sit down and premeditate the downfall of another man. I know that many people may not see this like this. Maybe you justify, oh, she hurt me, this and that. This is no justification. There's no justification. Oh, she was with my man, or I don't know. This story doesn't tell me what happens. I don't know. I don't know. If your man cheating on you, it's probably because you allowed it. Oh, Jesus. That's probably because you allowed it. Probably because of your posture over the years, your indifference, your distance, you never being able to state, this is the type of caliber of human being that I am. Possibly you accepted the fact that this is who he was prior to the relationship. There's an expectation that he changed after formality, but that doesn't happen. There's an expectation that after we get married, that these particular things will fall away. How? Nobody told you that marriage is this sort of an epiphany moment and clarity comes in. There's a dove that falls from heaven, like as though Jesus Christ was being baptized by John the Baptist. And someone from the heavens say, now that you are married. None of this happens. None of this happens. And so I have to be able to speak clear with you and speak with strength to you to let you know. I do not know if you're watching me, Antonio. If you are, please call me back and I'll let you on the show. But I figure you call me for something else, so I'll call you back, right? So I look at these particular things and I just think to myself, like, why would you get yourself in a relationship? I'm going to answer this. Oh, he hung up. Okay. Why would you put yourself in that type of relationship, in that type of position, when you're talking to someone and you're willing to kill? So we say crimes of passion. But the only way we can justify the crimes of passion is if we passionately pursue these particular things in the moment, in the act. And you could be able to, say that you are wrapped up in this particular crime of passion and so forth and so on. But you gone home. You sleep on it. You wake up. You go and look for a silver cup. You know you need to get the right kind of cup. Come on, man. This is evil. This is evil. Evil. No Jesus Christ in this. No pause in this. Ain't no Holy Spirit in you. So God could tell you, hold on, baby. Hold on. Hold on. I see you mad. Hold on. At so many points in my life, I promise you from here to Jesus, I swear, at least 4 times I think I was going to kill somebody in my lifetime from here to Jesus. And every time I get to that, I said, God called me for more than this. Every time I get angry to the point that I said, God called me for more than this. Every single time, God called me for more than I can't do this. Sit down in jail all day. I'm too big to go in jail. Somebody want to rape me. I'm not prepared to do that. I'm not prepared to get raped. I don't want to do it. I sit down in jail as an old man and then looking and then never fulfill the purpose that God. All is going through my head, you know. All is going through my head as I say, should I get the shotgun? I'm telling you, something got to be wrong. And this is purpose. You got to get purpose in your life. And you have to have a greater overarching objective and a goal that God knows that you have to fulfill this thing, because this is the call of God on your life, that you have to be able to fulfill this thing. You got to do this. But if you ain't got that, and you see yourself as a loser, and you see yourself incapable of being able to do these things. I tell my wife. Now, my wife, she ain't want me to tell you this, but I can tell you what I say. When we first got married, I said a lot of stupid things to my wife as a naive man based upon what I would have said. Naive young man. I got married. I was 18 when I met my wife. And no, I was 19. I just turned 19 when I met my wife. Okay? She's my girlfriend. She wasn't even my girlfriend yet. She was being fresh with me. She liked me, but she ain't sure if she liked me. Right? My boy did tell me he liked her, you know. We was roommates together. He said, I like the little thing right there. So I said, oh, really? I'll talk to her for you. He said, yeah, man, put in a good word for me. I'm telling you the truth. It's a real story. So I said, hey, such and such a person. I said to her, hey, my boy, say he like you. She said, really? Who's your boy? Right? So I said, well, my boy is be with me. So she said, you come to me to talk to me about another man? I tell you, she fresh. So I said, no. I just telling you that this is I said, no, I just telling you. She said, oh, I thought you come to tell me you like me. I said, oh, what do you mean? She said, because I like you. I said, hold on, wait, what you doing? What you doing? It was like a flippant, quick thing she said. So I said, what you doing? Right? So she says, no, but don't tell me about no other man. Right? So I said, oh. So I go on back, tell my boy what she say. And we try to be able to work it out from there. My boy said, okay, Howard, ain't no problem. I'm married now. This year I make 22 years. I've been with a woman for 25 years. I'm 2020. You understand? And so I just came out of school in 1999, you know. And I got married in 2023. I met a girl in 2020. All them girls in school who I did like get mad. How you can get married? I said, I'm supposed to be out here waiting for you to like all the man in 8 Maroc and then decide, girl, if you don't get from around me, you stupid. Anyway, this is a little 8 Maroc coming out. And so at the beginning of the relationship with my wife, young man with a concentration of 8 Maroc in me, but no desire to be an idiot over love. I said to her, baby doll, if you ever cheat on me, I don't want to know. I don't need to know. I don't want you to cry and ever tell me that, oh my God, I cheated on you. I said, I don't want to. She said, what are you talking about? Now, over the years, I had to learn her conviction, her faith, and her position. But this was the initial thing. We don't have the power to tell people what to do. We don't have the power to make a choice for you. Jesus Christ he wishes not to be able to retain the power for you to fall in line with his will. He said, you have free will. Human beings get to make decisions. Whether or not you want to be gay, whether or not you want to be straight, whether or not you want to be in a lavender relationship. I just learned this recently, which is bananas. Whether or not you want to be polyamorous or whatever the case may be. Whether or not you want to be able to find yourself in the position of bestiality. Who knows? Human beings have choice. We're not here to celebrate those choices. We're here to respect those choices. We're here to be able to identify the fact that a human being has decided that this is what they want to do. After you've gone through all the measures, all the positions, you know the consequences that will come from this choice, whether or not you even believe in something eternal or not, you've decided. We have the responsibility of only being the light. We're not here to burn you. All we're here to do is illuminate and show you that there's a path that God has called you to. I always knew that there was a path for me. I always knew, despite trials and tribulations, ups and downs, the things that I see, I knew that God had called me for something. Every time I get to a juncture that I felt that I had to be able to lay hands on someone, I was reminded by God. I was reminded that there is a greater call on your life. And this is important to be able to find yourself in a relationship with God. First and foremost, you call it holy matrimony, but Jesus Christ ain't involved. I don't understand y'all people. How it could be holy matrimony? This is a civil union, sir. This is a civil union. This ain't, you know, Jesus ain't in this at all. The first relationship you should have before you decide to be able to engage a relationship with a human being, another woman, a woman or a man, I'm sorry, is a relationship with God. You got to make sure that that spiritual connection is together first before that lateral connection is being able to be placed in there. I'm very sorry for Miss Stephanie. I'm very sorry for her. I am very sorry for her. And it all goes back into the way that we treat each other. I don't know what happened here. I read the whole story. I swim through it. I try to figure out at which particular juncture, maybe I got to get another paper that'll tell me what happened in 2020. The criminal proceedings spanned for 4 years from the attack in 2020, where Ms. McKinsey's conviction on September 16th, 2024. I say, Lord, nothing coming out of this. This is what she recalled. I think this is Stephanie talking. This is, I took 4 years of going to court back and forth. They keep putting it off. Ms. McKinsey appealed on September 8th this year, but the court of appeal held both the conviction and the 7-year term. She's looking for more time for this lady, right? Ms. Brennan said the judges should have imposed a harsher penalty. And she goes on to say, she says, once you go to the appeals court, you disrespect what you're really supposed to get. I don't know what she mean by that. This is what she said. She says, why you still give her 7 years? You're supposed to add more. This is what she said in the appeal court's supposed to do. She said that she has no options to seek civil damages. She don't have a pot to piss in. This is literally what the story says. I just want you to know that. She don't have a pot to piss in. Miss Brennan said blatantly, ain't nothing I could sue her for. But she had one pot. She put acid in that. She said, what pains her further is that the man at the center of the McKinsey's suspicions has long moved on. I know a man was involved somewhere. Has long moved on. The saddest thing is that the gentleman she did it for, he done, divorced and remarried. He called me today to check on me. He still calling you? This monster? Anyway, I get in your business. Stephanie, I'm not getting in your business, but you telling us your business. The man still calling you? Jesus. Anyway, let's read the story, right? So he says, he called me today to check on me. So what was it over? After nearly 4 years of delays, Miss Brennan said that she's grateful that the criminal matter has run its course. I'm glad that she fit. I'm glad that they see fit that she must stay and finish her time. This is what she said. She says, it is what it is. I will live, and I thank God I lived through it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to make better decisions than we are. We got to. I love my wife. I love her. Now, I think that she will, you understand, like she will try to take me out if I decide to do something contrary. Yeah. She loved me. She's act like she don't love me no more like that. But she loved me bad. I know. And I love her bad too. But I'm not prepared to go to jail for nobody. I'm not prepared to go to jail. I'm not. And we have to have an internal mechanism where we could always default and go back to Christ. And live in accordance to how God has called us to live, because it's easy to step into into darkness. It's easy to find yourself in trouble. But God, it is hard getting out of trouble. It is hard to get out of trouble. I continue to pray for y'all. I think all of us have traveled our own path of trying to be able to make this decision. I think we know a lot of these stories. Where persons are impassioned, enraged, and they decide to take things into their own hand. I think we have heard these stories. You've seen these things, and we're not unfamiliar with it. But what I would say is that go with God's love. Tap into your relationship. I saw a 4-car collision this morning. Coming here. I was trying to figure out why all these cars on this road. It's a 4-car collision. There's a lady outside of her car who is obviously hyperventilating. Right? She may have been in the accident. I don't know. And she doing this thing over her head with this kind of a hand gesture thing. I don't know what it is. It don't look like prayer. It almost looked like a seance. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just looking. And as I pass, because I got the road book right out, as I pass, the only thing that could pop up in my mind and my spirit is how people have dedicated themselves to small gods, small g. They've dedicated themselves to mantras. They've dedicated themselves to theatrics. They've dedicated themselves to the idea of being able to fix this myself. And you find yourself up against calamity, tribulation. You think you could woosah that away. It don't work like that. Well, it's never worked like that for me. But whatever floats your boat or finds your lost remote, praise God for you. All right. So we're talking about these things. We continue to be able to pray for Miss Stephanie and Pandora. Miss Pandora? It's a sad thing to see that. And you dare appeal to come out to just sit down and deal with that. You make that woman, the woman blind. If she live another 30 years, she still can't see. She blind. And even as a blind woman who you discredit, based upon the story, the man leave you and still calling her out with another woman. Hey, baby, you all right? How you doing? You okay? He don't want you. You got to fight for that? And why you ain't fight him? What you fight the woman for? You never been with no Bahamian man? I watch some big Bahamian fellas tell these women everything. Lie through their teeth. My God, if lies cause cavities, these men man here will be gummy. Lie to the woman. Oh, baby, you know I love you. It's only you one. I can leave her. She can't even fry pork chop. I don't want her. All her rices be gummy. Oh, Jesus. Coleslaw. Never. She got to bring that from Kentucky. She can't cook. These men say anything to women to get what their desires are. And you fight the woman. Pandora, you're wrong. Stephanie, I pray that the Father watches over you and keeps your heart and spirit. I see you say that you can forgive her, but you ain't gonna forget. Forgiveness ain't designed for her. You got to let that go in your spirit. You got to. You got to. Line yourself up with the call of God on your life. You still have a lot to live for and a lot to do. Now, we could be able to roll you out in the front of a group of women to make them to understand the commitment, the fraternity that should exist, and the loyalty that is required when you're in a relationship. We got to talk about it. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Yes! We gon' put up the record spin. Yes! Oh! Watch this! We have been a record straight on fire tonight. Everybody bring plenty fuel, like the match, burn it right. Everybody roasting corn, record straight, music till done. Now push more wood on the fire, cause the record straight on fire. Yes! Start the fire, a little higher. Man feel the corn, get them ready to roast. Record scraping, the music playing. Everybody in the back of the house. We gon' be raking, we gon' be scraping. All night partying, everybody join the party. Yes, there's a record scrape on fire tonight. Everybody bring plenty fuel, like the match, burn it right. Everybody roasting corn, record scrape, music till done. Now push more wood on the fire, cause the record scrape on fire. See, check
great on fire tonight. Everybody bring plenty fuel, light the match, burn it right. Everybody roasting corn, records with music till dawn. Now push more wood on the fire, cause the records great on fire. Oh man, when the party hot, man, you know I don't want never stop. Got the fire burning hot tonight. Everybody dance, records great tonight. Cause the records great on fire tonight. Everybody bring plenty fuel, light the match, burn it right. Everybody roasting corn, records great, music till dawn. Now push more wood on the fire, cause the records great on fire. Records great on fire tonight. Ha, ha, ha. Bring plenty fuel, burn it right. Oh yeah, roasting corn, yes, sorry. Music till dawn. Now push more wood on the fire, cause the records great on fire. Cause the records great on fire tonight. Everybody bring plenty fuel, light the match, burn it right. Everybody roasting corn, records great, music till dawn. Now push more wood on the fire, cause the records great on fire. Woo! Records great on fire tonight. Bring plenty fuel, burn it right. Everybody roasting corn, records great, music till dawn. Now push more wood on the fire, cause the records great on fire. Woo! Records great on fire tonight. Bring plenty fuel, burn it right. Roasted corn, music till dawn. Now push more wood on the fire, cause the records great on fire.
Set, go! Hey, this is your boy Casey, 2008, Break and Scrape style. Hi! Let's go!
I need a phone card, I need a phone card, I need a phone card, I need one dead bad. Say things ain't looking right, man on my pocket tight, man I getting dead mad. I need a phone card, they lend me $120, this gal asking me to follow. I ain't got no ride home and all my minutes gone. $5 card can't help me,
way.
I need me 110 or 20. Man I can't believe this mess, I can't even call or text. The system always down, Monday just joke around. Working up my vexation without no compensation. Whenever I ain't got no minutes, ain't no one got no minutes. Well, lend me your phone 1 minute, I only gonna be 1 minute. I need a phone card,
Hey.
I need a phone card,
Hey.
I need a phone card, I need one dead bad. Say things ain't looking right, man on my pocket tight, man I getting dead mad. I need a phone card.
Man, lend me $120, man, I need to text this back to my girl. Only time she's talk to me is when she want phone card anyway.
Why she always calling me? She must see take minutes free. Call me off a landline. She must see ain't all the time. She must see done lost her mind. Got me sour just like lime. Let her try that one more time. Trust me, girl, me your wife. I girl them on phone call too,
Yeah,
to
lion.
see what they into.
What do I bet?
And I want no argument. Just give me my 1 cent. Ain't no one got no minutes.
Nobody.
But lend me your phone 1 minute.
Man.
I only got 1 minute. Man, you need to get your own minutes. I need a phone card, I need a phone card, I need a phone card, I need one dead bad. Say things ain't looking right, man on my pocket tight, man I getting dead mad. I need a phone card.
Money, I tired of this. I must be on BTC. Boy, things rough, you know.
Current balance on this account is negative $8.20.
Say, this sexy gal just text me, I try and text her back. Operator say I ain't got credit, and most get one heart attack.
Why?
She asks what's going on,
No, man.
but all my free text gone. Right now she falling like corn, man I can't take this no more. She showing up positive, I in the negative. Man I can't live like this.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The Foundation with Howard Graduates being able to jam with you and continue to be able to talk about what's happening around the country. Congratulations to Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, U.S. Ambassador Designate. Herschel Walker and his wife, Julie Walker, along with their dog, Duke, arrived at Jet Nassau Terminal yesterday. They were received by Bahamas former Foreign Affairs Director, Jerusha Ali, and the Acting Chief Protocol Officer, Chelst Evans Williams. Also, the Deputy Chief Mission, Kimberly Furnish, and her husband, Michael Dow Gwynwich. They were welcomed by senior officials at the U.S. Embassy yesterday, being able to touch down. It feel like a story out of U.S. history. Yeah. When you see the dog there, you know it's official, right? Congratulations to U.S. Ambassador Designate Herschel Walker for, I'm sure he's already received all of his documents and all of his credentials to be able to operate in that particular capacity. And so it's a wonderful thing to be able to see that. Congratulations to him and all the absolute best. We hope to be able to get you at one point to have a good conversation with you, when we get across the street on top of the hill. All right. Pickstock sworn in as Golden Isles MP with a vow to work harder. Progressive Liberal Party Darren Pickstock vowed yesterday to listen, be present, and work harder than anyone who has ever worked. Darren, I hear you, but you ain't got to take it too hard. Anyone who has ever worked, I'm not gonna fight you. Let's go. Right? And then he says, as he was officially sworn in and as a new member of Parliament for the Golden Isles constituency, Mr. Pickstock was surrounded by an entourage of friends, family, and supporters who witnessed his inaugural address to the House of Assembly. His election to the office follows last month's by-election, where he defeated the Free National Movement's Brian Brown and two others. In his speech, he reflected on his upbringing and the work ethic that shaped him, recalling how he began by bussing and cleaning tables before becoming a businessman and an attorney. Experiences that he said helped mold him into a man that he is today. Prime Minister Davis commended him, acknowledging that although his path to office was not easy, still he overcame. Congratulations to Darren Pickstock for being able to find himself in this kind of a position. It's a celebratory mood for all those persons who supported him in Golden Isles, and to hear him take on this kind of a path, this path and this position, and say that he'll work harder than anyone who's ever worked before. It's a hell of a lot of work. And so everyone in Golden Isles should be able to celebrate him even for this moment and give him a chance. Give him a chance, man. Let me tell you something. Nothing beats a fail but a try. Nothing beats a fail but a try. You got an attempt. Nothing. And for you to be able to get this man, you have to give him a try. And if he fails, if he doesn't do well, it wouldn't be because of your resistance. You would have given him a chance. You've given him all these things for him to be able to be successful, not for his party, not for his people, not for his ego, but successful for you as a constituent in the constituency of Golden Isles. And in the event that he's not able to realize that, in the event that he's not able to do as he said that he will do, get rid of him. Get rid of him. If he ain't doing what he's supposed to do, get rid of him. This is the commitment that he's made to you. And I believe that he's a man of his word. I believe that he will do all that he can to prove himself. Just like he was busting tables. Just like he was working in the gas. He didn't tell us he's working in the as a packing boy. Give him a try. Give him a try. And I believe that he will do well for you. I believe that he will do well for you in that constituency. So continue to be able to move forward and make those things happen. Congratulations again to Darren's Pickstock as he moves forward and make those things happen in those areas. There's a lot of things going on around the country, guys. And as we're in the midst of this, in the midst of the Christmas season and this kind of a festive season, trying to make a determination as we go forward, what we should do, how we can do this, so forth and so on. We want to be able to highlight some stories that, you know, some warm stories. The Tribune got all. Oh, Jesus, God Almighty. Let me read this. Let Love Rule by Rick Fox. Oh, Slick Rick, you need to stop it up. Slick Rick. I'm not going to fight you, Rick Fox. Let's write this. I have been in public life long enough to understand politics, personalities, and pressure. I'm not surprised that the politician seeking attention would publicly claim he didn't know I was a Bahamian. What alarms me deeply is that the Minister of Tourism chose to send demoralizing message to the next generation of Bahamians who aspire to come home, to contribute, to serve, to use their global success to elevate the brand of the Bahamas for all of us. Rick, I didn't know I was going to do this today. I didn't know. I promise you, I didn't know. But I have to touch this. I just have to touch this, Rick. Well, this is what happens. This is what happens. This is what happens. And so we're looking at this, right? He says that it's a demoralizing message to the next generation of Bahamians who aspire to come home, contribute, serve, and use their global success to elevate the brand of the Bahamas for all of us. Rick, you're going to have to look at this from a different perspective. We understand that it was sort of a backhanded, subtle something, and I believe I accept that. I believe that it was a backhanded, subtle jab. But the administration, for the most part, has taken its position because of you. Because you don't understand politics. You start this off, you says, I have been in public life long enough to understand politics. It ain't local politics. Politics is local, sir. You don't tell me about no geopolitics. This ain't the G7, G8 nations. This is local politics. This is ethnic. And politics in this country is broken down even into a sub-degree. In sub-levels. There's national politics, there's local politics, there's community politics. When people were scared to come on my show because it's called patio politics, but politics in everything. Everything. There was a level of politics in everything. Okay. You've been in politics long enough to understand politics, personalities, and pressure. But do you understand Bahamian politics? This is a question. I'm not asking you if he's a Bahamian. Don't get me in that. I'm asking you if you understand the design of Bahamian politics. He says, what is he telling them? This is the next generation now. He's going on to say, what is he telling them? That the moment that you speak up, to challenge the status quo, to call for accountability, their citizenship too can suddenly be questioned, their loyalty doubted, their contribution erased. If that is the precedent that he's setting, then this is not a personal attack on me. It is a threat on our country's future. Let's be clear. Let's just be very clear about these things. You didn't ask that, right? Let's read it. He says, what is he telling them? The moment that you speak up, to challenge the status quo, that's one. You challenge the status quo. To call for accountability, that's two. Right? That their citizenship too can suddenly be questioned. Their loyalty doubted. Okay. I was born, bred, and condemned Bahamian. My daddy from Turks Island. My grandmother or my grandparents, they from right here. I was born, bred, and dead Bahamian, 100%. Negro Bahamian. Whenever I, one, challenge the status quo, two, call for accountability in this country, this Bahama land, you get fired. As a Bahamian. I don't know what the hell thing you thought it was going to be something different for you. Sir, you dealing with lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Lions and tigers and bears. And sharks and alligators and eels. You are deep in it now. You think these people come to play? You done had all the money in the world. You done travel all around the world. These people only have the little bit of money that they can get from right here. And you come to challenge them. You come to take a little bit. That's how they see it, Rick. Rick, that's how the people see it. They see it like you come to take money out of their pocket and food out of their mouth. You then handsome. You all here looking like a model. Every time we see you, I can hear Beyonce's song in your head. You look like you was moving slow motion. You's a globe-trotting man. People know you. You tweet in the Bahamas on your phone. And it end up on NSNBC. It end up on CBS. It end up on CNN. You in the Bahamas. You here with us. You tweet and it end up all over the world. You come to take these fellas lunch. I just finished at the top of the show. I said this was a conversation with my brother, my cousin, and I was talking yesterday. There's some things that you have, money can't get you. It don't matter how much money you have. Watch me. Look at Sabas. You don't have nowhere close as much money as Sabas. Let's just say hypothetically for the sake of this conversation. I don't know your finances. I don't know your business. I could guess, but I don't know. I don't get in people's business. For the sake of this conversation, you don't have no much money as Sabas. Sabas have to go through the introduction of who he is and introduce himself to the Shark Tank. He have to go through other gatekeepers to get to an introduction for all these particular things to bring them here to do this. He has to go through things to do that. You don't do that. You could call your handler right now, Rick. You could call your agent right now and say, I want without a dime, and that can happen. Because there are some things that favor can get you that money can get you internationally. But when you come locally, buddy, you ain't the king no more. And you ain't gonna bring that king status here. That's all you up against. Listen, you are the monster against the machine. This is the machine locally. You look at these things, I hear what you're saying, Rick. I ain't fighting you, Rick. I ain't fighting you. I tell you what I had to say to you. I believe you could run, but you had to take your time. You got to go feed some people. You got to do some basketball camps. You got to go talk to some people. You got to do some mentorship. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to touch some people's lives. You got to let people see. You got to roll up your sleeve. You got to get out there in the community. You got to do some things, man. You got to do some things, man. Nobody know you. Thanks so much for dialing the foundation with Howard Grant. Go ahead.
Alan Johnson.
What's up, Alan?
Yes.
I'm talking about Rick Fox today.
Yeah, I know. I just want to talk about. There's a story called the allegory of the cave, right?
The allegory of what?
Of the cave. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get off my Bluetooth. Give me 30 seconds. Okay. There you go. The allegory of the cave. And let me explain it in my life, right? You grow up in this cave, chained, facing the wall, and you cannot turn around to see what's in the back of you or outside of the cave. And there's this pathway that people take through the cave to go through like a shortcut through a cave, but you can't go left or right. You just chain and you go up there. And so as the people, there's some lighting along the way. So as the people pass, you get to see the shadows from the cave. And you begin to believe that dogs are different shades of gray from the shadows, and trees and people or whatever. So you never get to see what it is. And one day, the shackles comes off you. You know, I got the opportunity to go to the United States to attend high school and university. And as I left the cave, it took me a moment for the brightness of the sun for my eyes to adjust. And then I looked around and I saw trees with the multitude of colors. I saw dogs with furs and birds that actually was flying. And so I got to understand how these things work. And one day I returned to the cave and I began to tell the people that is chained looking at the shadows that trees is not those things they see on the wall, nor is the dogs, nor is the people, nor is the cars. Let me tell you what reality is. And the leaders of the cave turned to those who were chained with them and said, do you see why we tell you we must stay in the sanctity of the cave? Because going outside causes you to go mad, like this man called C. Allen Johnson, talking about colors and things outside of the cave. The sun does that to you. We are safe here in the cave. So what happens is Fox has had the opportunity to leave the cave, but the leaders in the cave don't believe the reality of what he's coming back saying, what is possible if we would open our eyes.
Let's get to something first. First and foremost, how do you become a leader in the cave?
Just by being in the cave.
Okay. So we in the cave together, all of us in the cave together. We're not concerned about what happened outside the cave. We here.
Yes.
And I become a leader in this cave. Now this kind of extrovert person, eccentric, coming out here giving us all these things, dressed up like a hippie, handsome, glowing when he walks in, telling you about all the possibilities that exist outside the cave. You can't see yourself ever being able to detach from this cave. Your daddy grew up in this cave. Your great-granddaddy grew up in this cave. And the only aspirations you've ever had is to become a leader amongst the cave people.
No, what he had, no, the aspiration he now has.
I'm talking about Rick Fox. I'm talking about politicians in this country.
Yes, in the cave. Yeah,
in the cave. Their only aspirations.
They the shadows.
That's all. They don't care about nothing else. Rick Fox don't understand that. He don't understand the principle of the cave. He operating in the principle of the world. That he's traveled and the experience that he has. He don't understand that the people in the cave only care about what cave business. Nobody care about what's going on in TMZ and the world. They only care about cave business. And so with your analogy, as we look at this, Rick Fox need to be able to understand for you to be able, okay, this is how I used to do it. This is this. When I was in 8 Mile Rock, you know where our property is, right there in my uncle's yard, right? There was a basketball court, right? We built this basketball court, big basketball court. Everybody in the community used to come, right? And we paid 21. So everybody paid 21. Whoever win 21, and the second person, so you got to get 21. Whoever get the closest to 21 is the first two people who can pick, okay? You can pick your threes, okay? So you pick two people to run with you. The next fella, you pick two people to run with him, okay? So now everybody else who is paying 21, we sitting on the sideline and we watching the game. The game going, the first game is going to 15. Every other game goes to 11. Okay. This is the principles that we make up on the court. This is how it have to work.
Yeah, just made it up. Right.
Okay. So now as we sitting on the court and we sitting on the sideline, we watching the game. We seeing who coming the first to 15 or the first to 11, whatever. As we watch the game, somebody in the sideline say, "Oh Jesus, that's traveling." Everybody stop. Everybody on the game stop and look at you on the sideline and say, "Hey, shut up. You in this game." Listen, the people who have the ball say that, and the people who are opposing say that. You know why? Because when you on the sideline, you got to take your time. The only time you could be able to make a change or be able to say something is when you are actually in the game. My point. Rick Fox ain't in the game yet. He trying to give us a global concept to a cave mentality, and he's still in the game. He could wait, He could be patient, wait until he get nigga. Guess why? Because I believe it's inevitable.
Howard, I've been here for 25 years. Let me say this.
No, but you ain't Rick Fox, not in a bad way.
But what I brought is just equal to or greater than what Rick Fox brought, because
we accept that.
Stop. Rick Fox is bringing an idea of change. I bought blueprints for change based on my experience in the global fair. People are now talking today about things I said we needed to do 20 years ago, because that's where I was. I was at the birth of technology, so I'm slightly different. See, the difference is I've never had the ambition to fight against the giants of the cave to become part of their grouping, because when people say, "Hey, Seattle, why you don't go to Parliament?" and I say, you have to understand how governance is. Parliament and cabinet is majority rule. And so, Howard, I don't care how intelligent you are. If I put you in a group of 30 individuals and you're the single intelligent one, the majority will rule.
That's point blank. And so let's get back to what I'm saying to you. Because of his savoir-faire, because of his exposure, because of even his look, Rick Fox is a superstar in many instances, and he's a Bahamian superstar. Him, Lenny Kravitz, and others. I see Tia them come out and say she's eat catfish in the Bahamas. I said, Jesus, where she get this catfish from, right? I said she being snappy. Okay, but anyway, leave it alone, right?
The context come in.
Right? So I'm looking at this, and I'm watching these things, and I believe that if Rick Fox seeks to run in this country, whether that's on the FNM's ticket or the PLP ticket or the independent or COI, wherever it is, Rick Fox, I believe, will be afforded an opportunity. I believe any political organization that pulls him in could expect there to be turbulence and could expect there to be a shaking up, but he could get it.
But I would disagree. Let me tell you why. If Rick Fox joined an organization that understand collectively the direction we need to go, then his international experience and exposure will serve a purpose. If he become part of the cave gang mentality.
All two of it. Now, hold on, see, Alan. You know better than I do, or you know just as much as I know. All two of the gangs in the same cave. There's just two parts of the different caves. One on the west side of the cave, one on the east side of the cave. It's still
let me give you an extension of that analogy. The chains that held us in place have fallen away. The problem is, remember how they say the elephant and the other people once chained? Essentially, like in the Bahamas, I use the example of a horse, right? The horse is chained to the fence, to the tree, for years and years and years, right? You see how they tie the horse to a chair, could be moved, and the horse stays there in those movies?
Yeah.
The chain is removed. We have been conditioned. We don't understand. So the fact is they cut the rope around our neck, and we running around the yard, don't realize there's something outside of the yard. And so it's the same thing with us in the cave. The cave is.
But Rick Fox, let's pull it back here because I got to go at 2:00. Rick Fox doesn't. Okay, so whilst I accept him,
Rick Fox understands that the chain is no longer on us, and we could go beyond the boundaries of the cave.
But does he understand the mind of the caveman?
But that's what I'm saying to you. He now must join leadership that understand that these chains that once held us, the economics and other things, can now be done. And he can bring that expertise as part of that team. But it requires him to align with a leader in the cave who has the intent and the ability to take us out of the cave. Let me use a quick example. The current Prime Minister spoke about Life at Key, about tearing down the financial boundaries. He spoke in Life at Key, and then he came and spoke to the University of the Bahamas. The problem, Howard, if you look at his speech where he talked with the financial barriers and these things, they don't exist anymore, except in the cave. Wow. Okay? So how do you tear down something that's no longer in existence?
How?
And that's the problem. See, the mind, they said, that, they say the eyes are useless when the mind is blind. The cave opening is there. But when your mind is blinded from the darkness of the cave and conditioning, you will never see the openings to leave the cave. And so that's why we need experience of those of us who can see beyond the cave, and many of us have went outside of the cave and have experienced the outside of the cave, who wants to come back in and tell our people we need not exist in the cave because the majority of the world lives outside of it. And that's the problem that he's facing. He's facing a mindset of even the people against him, because you notice what's happening.
You gotta
Some
take
people in the cave are
incremental
saying, you ain't no good unless you join our team. Mind you, they don't know what's
No,
outside
but
of the cave.
you got to take incremental steps. Far as the cave,
No, you
man,
don't.
listen,
That's the problem.
hold on. Far as the
Disruption.
cave people, and this is an analogy, guys. I hope you're being able to keep up with this.
Yeah.
Far as the cave people concerned, he has chosen a side, or a side has chosen him, and he accepted.
Yeah, he's chosen to leave the cave.
Right? He has chosen to be able to be a part of the PLP. He's an ambassador chosen by the prime minister to be able to work in a particular capacity and get some things done in terms of his representation for the Bahamas. He has revolted, in a sense, whether subtle or pronounced, revolted
Yes, because-
against the leadership who's given him an opportunity. And as a result of this
how does he
revolt,
understand?
you could be able to see the chairman and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and so forth and other persons, and
But Howard,
they're throwing
easy to
jobs at him.
understand. No, but Howard, that's easy to understand. You know what's happening? Some people on that team are saying, "What's wrong with our cave? You know the rules of the cave. How dare you talk about what's
He
possible
don't know
inside
the
of
rules
cave?"
of the cave. I think they missed that. He don't know the rules. That's all I said to him
They
over the past 2
assume that he
days.
should. No, I'm saying you. They
Of
assume
course,
that he
everybody
should
assumed
know-
that you should. If you getting into the let's
But
talk
Howard,
about
it
sex.
doesn't change the
Hold
fact
on,
that
let's
he
talk
needs to
about
leave the
sex.
cave.
Let's talk about sex. You should know the rules of sex. If you get involved with sex, if you want to be able, you know the outcome of this particular thing. You can get pregnant. You can get an
You should know the outcome.
No, you have to know. You have to know. You ain't gonna do this and pursue this without knowledge. You have to know.
See, but Howard, Rick is in a thing. Some people in the cave have an expectation, and they know they have hit what is called Peter's principle, right? Peter's principle said eventually we will all rise to the level of our incompetence. And so when you now have people coming as part of your team that hasn't hit their Peter's principle, and even if they do hit their Peter's principle, it'll be above where you are, you begin to feel threatened.
My
Okay?
God.
And so, and this is the same thing that is happening. The problem is people in this cave is awakening. Those thousands of people I told you about has left the cave. They've been whispering, and we've been talking about it, but they say, we can't come back in the cave because what we have learned outside of the cave does not be appreciated.
Well, you
And
gotta have a
people like
revolution.
you, Howard, who have reached outside the cave using technology and know what the world is, because you could go around the world or leaving the cave, you know.
Yeah.
So you have devices now. That's the portal. And so for those of them who are not familiar with the portal called technology, they want to remain the status quo because that's where their relevance comes from. And that's the problem we have in this society.
Yeah, but
the
Rick-
problem is this.
And I can wrap this up right now, but the issue is this, see, Alan. Rick started this off by being able to say some things, right? And I can read what he said. He says, he started to talk about the politician who said some things to him, and he says, what is he
he's
telling them?
responding to some things. That's not how he started.
Yeah, so no.
That's his response.
So his response. So he says, what is he telling them? That the moment that they speak up, challenge the status quo, or call out, or call for accountability, that their citizenship too will be suddenly questioned. Now the fact, the fact of the matter is that I, in my capacity, nobody could question my citizenship, but they could question.
But see, that's what I'm
they
saying.
they could fire me. They could question my loyalty. They could question my
No.
intention and my motives. You will be questioned. This is politics.
No, but they're questioning. No, but see, they're questioning. Who are you? You don't belong to this case. Who are you?
But
and he's saying, I'm a part of this cave. I'm just not blinded.
Understand what I'm saying?
Whatever the rules.
Every one of us will be challenged. You, yourself, anyone who calls a radio show, anyone who speaks up, anyone who has anything to do with public discourse will be challenged by the cave people, the fanatics that exist inside the cave, about your authority, your position, your citizenship, if you're a Haitian, if you're an American, if you're this.
But Howard,
it's
that's
what it
normal.
is.
Can you imagine a blind man debating you on colors? That's what Rick. Rick is a man that can see colors, and the people are blinded by the darkness of the cave is arguing with him about the colors. They're saying, look, there are shades of gray. How dare you come with this thing called colors? There are shades of gray.
And
There's
50
no
of them.
colors.
There's 50 shades of gray. That's all they want to talk about.
Right.
All right.
There's millions of colors.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem is being able to see beyond the darkness and trying to explain to people whose mind is locked in darkness. This is what has kept us in the same place for the last 25 years of the 21st century. December 31st at midnight ends the first 25 years of the 21st century, and we are still fighting to adopt 20th century concepts for our development.
Thank you, my brother. Do appreciate your telephone call. Always like your contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, that was C. Allen being able to talk to us about these things. The long and short of the story for me is that Rick Fox, you have a great opportunity to be able to do a great level of contribution here in the country. And I believe that you can give great exposure to some people who can come around you to be able to do some things as globetrotters. You can be able to put entrepreneurs on the map. You can be able to identify the fact that technology is in this space. As C. Allen continues to talk about this sort of an idea about the 12 countries, the 12 cities that put an RFP in to be able to have Google in their space, and 11 did better than the one that actually got it, simply because of the infrastructure that was presented. And I think that you are in a strategic and specific position that you can now be able to amplify around the world some of the elements that exist in Grand Bahama, some of the elements that exist in Andros, some of the elements that exist here, there, and all these places that you can be able to champion. And you're in a strategic position as an ambassador at large to be able to do those things. But as an ambassador at large, your concern is minute. Your concern, and for the greater scheme of how things are done in this country and why it's done, your concern started backwards. You inverted the approach that you should have taken. Instead of being able to deal with political issues on bat, you should have dealt with global issues, being able to identify and fortify your value. You still have a great deal of time. Identify, fortify your value, bring attention to the country like you said you would do, and then show yourself valuable in these particular spaces. You can do it. You can do it. You don't need to be rowing with politicians and so forth and so on. All this only going to end up on CNN. You need to stop. Amen. Praise Jesus. Great conversation with you guys today. I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to tune in. Thank you again. If you want to be able to be a part of what we're doing, hit me up. 827-0111, 827-0111. Have a beautiful day, guys. You can see you tomorrow. God's Prayer Lives right here on The Foundation.